What would you do if a delivery driver asked whether you were home alone? What if he came back later that night and the knock didn't sound the same? And what if, no matter where you moved, he kept finding you? Because this isn't a story about a package. It's a story about being watched. I was 13 years old when my parents left me home alone for the first time. This happened in the United States, in a small town in Oregon called Redwood Point. People always said it was safe. The kind of place where nothing bad ever happens. Where doors are locked out of habit, not fear. That night, my parents reminded me of one thing before leaving. Don't open the door for anyone. I nodded. I thought I was old enough to handle one night alone. Earlier that day, I had ordered a new pair of headphones from Amazon. The delivery said, arriving tonight. I didn't think much of it. Around 8 p.m. the doorbell rang. I looked through the window. A man stood under the porch light. He was wearing an Amazon jacket, but his cap was pulled so low I couldn't see his eyes. I cracked the door open, keeping the chain locked. Delivery, he said. His voice was thin, dry, like he hadn't spoken in a long time. I took the package. As I did, his fingers brushed my wrist. They were ice cold. He turned to leave, then stopped. Softly, he asked, "Are you home alone?" My stomach dropped. I lied. My parents are inside. He didn't respond right away. Then he laughed. Not loudly. Not happily. Satisfied. And he walked away. Even after closing the door, I felt like he was still standing there, listening. Hours passed. The house grew quiet. Too quiet. At 11 p.m., the doorbell rang again. I froze, thinking it was my parents. I called out through the door. "Mom? Dad?" A voice answered. "I'm back. Open the door." It wasn't my father's voice. It was closer. Lower. I stepped away. The knocking started. Hard. Urgent. Then the voice whispered, "I know you're inside. I saw you earlier." My hands started shaking. I ran upstairs toward my parents' bedroom. Behind me, glass shifted. Someone was watching through the door. I locked myself inside the bedroom and called my mother. She panicked. She called the police. That's when I heard it. Footsteps. Inside the house. Slow. Measured. Wood creaked with every step. He was walking around downstairs. Then the stairs began to groan. He was coming up. He stopped outside my room, then moved on. The footsteps approached my parents' bedroom. The doorknob turned. Locked. A pause. Then, a gentle knock. 1, 2, 3. I crawled under the bed and held my breath. He didn't speak. He just stood there. Then the footsteps retreated. Down the stairs. Into silence. When the police arrived, the back door was wide open, like it had never been locked. Years later, we moved to Colorado, a house near the woods. I told myself it was over. Until one night, in the basement, I saw movement outside the window. He was there. No Amazon jacket this time. I could see his face. Wide eyes. That same calm smile. A knife in his hand. Tapping gently against the glass. Tap. 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 The sound followed me for weeks. Every night. Reminding me he hadn't forgotten. In 2024, my friends and I rented a cabin in the Montana woods. First night, fingers tapping on the window. Second night, we found him inside, standing in the dark, counting us. We ran. Even now, when I hear a knock late at night, when an unknown number calls my phone, my body goes cold. Because I know the truth. He wasn't delivering a package. He was checking if I was alone. And someday, he might come back to finish the delivery.